So, a little bit about oxalic acid vaporization. I first started out vaporizing using a wand, and putting that hot wand underneath all of the brood frames seemed to agitate the bees quite a bit. Actually, on one day, I got like a dozen stings where it found a spot on my calves where they could get to me, and the bees were really, really upset with that oxalic acid vaporization. Granted, it was my grumpy hive. So I eventually upgraded. Well, I did some other things before I upgraded my oxalic acid vaporizer. I used Apivar strips, and that worked pretty good, but they had limited use, right? So couldn't use them with honey supers on. I used Mite Away quick strips, which that worked pretty good, but again, the temperature regulations and stuff like that, and the danger of queen loss was not so good. So I bought the Mite E-Vape. Is the Mite E-Vape. It's got to be plugged in, so I'm running a power inverter for my truck. I put it in the hole. The Mite E-Vape oxidizes in the way that some of the more expensive models do, where you drill a small hole, 1/4 inch size, in the hive and you insert a little tube. It does have a few hiccups, so occasionally it will get hot, and I bring a little torch that I'll have to heat up the little tube, and it'll vaporize out that little bit of oxalic acid that's plugging up the tube. And then when it does that, it will sometimes pop off the cap. I hear you can use hot water in a vaporizer like that, and it will also do the same thing. The hot water will steam out the oxalic acid. I have not tried that. But the big difference with the Mite E-Vape is that it's quick and easy, right? I can do those hives super fast. If I have them all in a line, I can go one after the other, taking less than a minute each hive and then moving on to the next. That's very convenient for me. The only inconvenience is mine aren't always all in a line, so I have to move around a bit. So before I vaporize, I plug up all holes in the hive. Then I vaporize, and I set a timer for about 10 minutes, but that's an approximation. Now, the amount of oxalic acid is the question. The regulations or the packaging says that you should only use basically a teaspoon for 2 brood boxes, or actually half teaspoon for 2 brood boxes, which seems inadequate, and research has said that that's inadequate. So if you don't do it that way, you're using the oxalic acid off-label, which is supposed to be a big no-no. I hear they're changing it, but we'll see. So that's with my little bit on oxalic acid vaporization. I suggest the Mite E-Vape. It's a nice product. I actually broke a tube on mine, and the guy was willing to fix it for me, but I didn't want to lose time, so I had him just send me a new part of the tube that broke the bowl and tube, and he sent me that reasonably priced really quickly, and I ended up brazing the tube that I broke later myself. So if you have the money, $150 pays for itself because of the cost of different treatments. Now, with when you have brood, like we do this time of year, we're in March, so the bees have already started brooding up. When you have brood, you often have to do a several round course. I used to do 3 rounds 6 days apart. More people are saying 4 rounds 5 days apart, and that's what I'm doing now. So we will see. I had a pretty good survival rate with 27 out of 32. However, the 5 that I lost were all questionable. Well, maybe 1 or 2 weren't questionable, but 3 of them were pretty obvious. They were small. I had reduced them down. I had, tried to feed them last minute. So they were questionable going into winter, and didn't make it. So that was not a big surprise. So I'm pretty satisfied with my Mite E-Vape. Okay, so
I've been adding some sugar. These first 3 hives I've sugared up. I haven't gotten the last 2 yet, or checked them. Actually, the one I lifted. They're probably heavy enough. They have a lot of weight, so those last few. This first one, was really strong when I checked it last week, and it's still strong, but there was a whole bunch of dead bees, and I cleaned them out about a month ago, so that was a lot of bees for a month, but it was a big hive, so maybe it's decreasing in population. The winter bees are dying off. Today I'm going to be oxalic aciding. This is the Might E Vape. I love this thing. It's like the best vaporizer. In my opinion, it's cheap. It costs about $150, maybe it's gone up. Comes with 3 cups, and you can do a lot of hives really quick. All you have to do is drill a hole 1/4 inch in your hive in the back, and then when you're done treating, you put this in, and then when you pull it out, it takes less than a minute, you put a golf tee in there, and it's all set. So looking at this, they're still clustered up in front of the 2 that I was messing with. I'll start with the middle one here. Okay, I have 3 hives here in a row, and I'm doing the second of 4 oxalic acid treatments, 5 days apart each. So if you notice right here, I have a golf tee in the back of this hive. That's how I distribute the oxalic acid into the hive. This right here is the Might E Vape. It's got to be plugged in, so I'm running a power inverter for my truck. I put it in the hole. Now I'm going to grab step 2. Grab rags to plug up the entrances of the hives, and I've already taped up some other things, so this will only take a second. One little bit of a plug up here. Alright, so all 3 hives are plugged up. Here is my properly measured 8 by bioxyl oxalic acid. And I wait for this green light to go off because it's on, and then I'm ready to put this in. Alright, the green light is off. I put that on there. I give it a few taps on the top. This is, of course, the Might E vape. The green light goes back on. So right now it's filling up with oxalic acid. It's vaporizing that within a few seconds. I get my golf tee ready. I usually count to 20 after the light goes off, and it'll still be sending a little bit out. Now there's a strong wind going in that direction, so all of the oxalic acid is blowing away from me. I do have a gas mask in the truck, but because of the strong wind today, I don't think I need it. Although I'm sure some people will have comments about that. But you can see the smoke and see it drifting that way. I don't know if you can see it because I got it plugged up pretty good. See all the smoke going that way? And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I pull out the vaporizer and see the smoke going away from me. And I'm going to put that golf tee back in and go to the next one. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I have to move to another location, so basically, as long as it takes me to, after it's finished with this treatment, I unplug the plug, I wind up the extension cord, I put away my power inverter and close my hood, gather up all my materials, and then I'll pull off the rags that are stopping up the hives, and that'll be about the 10 minutes that's required for the oxalic acid vaporization.